I'm going to try to give you a quick overview of the Pivot Interactive. I am in Module 1A, Density of Solids. Your Pivot screen might look slightly different since mine is an instructor view. It has learning objectives listed to kind of tell you the point of the lab. You're going to be looking at coins and figuring out what metal it's made out of based on its density. Pivot often has different trials for you to use. So people have the opportunity to have different sorts of data. So you're going to look up you're going to use the first initial of your name to figure out what trial you need. Then when you scroll down to the Pivot video, you can change the trial here. The idea with these Pivot videos is that they have, up in this upper right-hand corner, the different tools that you're going to need in order to take measurements. So here, they're actually showing us a video of a digital balance. And then they also have a ruler, one that goes vertically and one that goes horizontally. And you can position it so you can measure different things on the screen. I did trial number 9. So this is the one that I did to take measurements to show you for this video. So one of the things I needed to do was to take to measure the diameter of the circle. And so in this case, the diameter of the circle is 3.3 centimeters. So from the diameter, I can figure out the radius, and then I know that the area of a circle is pi r squared, okay? To figure out the volume of this coin, I'm also going to need the width of the coin. So if you continue playing the video, they go ahead and they reposition the object. So you can use the horizontal ruler and take your measurement that way. And I believe I said this was 0.3 centimeters. After that, also, I read the mass off the scale. After that, there's an area for you to put in your data. Sometimes you're going to have a data table to plug your data into. In this case, you're just going to type it in a box. I believe that you can include a photo. So if you are doing calculations, you may want to take a snapshot of the paper you're using to show me your process. Otherwise, just try to explain them the best you can. So what you're going to do is you're going to put in the dimensions, you'll calculate the volume, you'll write down the mass, and then from that, you're going to calculate the density. So I have done that on my little PowerPoint here. So I have my diameter listed, my width, and my mass. Then I figured out what my radius is because I need that for the circle area formula. So I figured out using the radius what the area of the coin was in square centimeters, 8.5 centimeters squared. You're welcome to test out my calculations to see if you can get the same answers that I do to try to understand what formulas we're using. My next step was to figure out the volume of the coin. So the volume of the coin is going to be the area of the base times its height. So in this case, 8.55, that's the area of my base, times the width of the coin, which was 0.3 centimeters. So I calculated my volume, and then last, I took the mass divided by the volume to get density. And my density was 10.4 grams per cubic centimeter. So that was the work I did. And I put some of those calculations that you need to do in our Canvas classroom. The next thing you need to do is you need to look at this, you need to look at the data table they gave you in order to determine what metal you have. So my metal was silver, and my density was very close to that. At the bottom of the lab, they will ask you a couple questions to have you try to think a little bit more about the lab and maybe look at it in a new angle. When you're done, you submit the lab, and I will get the answers. There might be some auto grading that the computer tries to do, but like in this case, I would need to go and check and make sure that your values were good. All right, so that's Pivot Interactives. I hope you enjoy it. I think it's a good program, and we can talk more in class. Thanks.